be back, sharing on this stage. Okay, I know it's late in the afternoon, and we're feeling a little tired. I don't want to put you to sleep on my talk on sleep, so grab some peppermint, roll it on. Give me what you've got for the next 15 minutes as I talk about sleep and strategies for how you can tap into what is one of the most overlooked superhuman elements. Okay, so we all come into sleep troubles for different reasons, and when I was trying to think of what mine came from, I came up with this. I want to start by rolling back the tapes in my life to a time where I first started negotiating with time. When I would put something off that was very important to my body to fit just one more thing in. These are just a few of the many pictures of my childhood when I was caught putting off going to the bathroom when I wanted to do everything else under the sun but that. This just one more thing mentality set the stage for who I would be as an adult, and I will tell you it did serve me in business because I do think sometimes we've just got to go to that next gear and that can really serve us. But it definitely cost me in my health because the thing that I would place the lowest priority on as an adult was, of course, my sleep. So I'm opening up sharing this because I know there are many of you that can relate to that reason. Maybe sleep is something you'd like to have a lot more of, but you just seem to not really give it the respect it deserves. Most of us also grow up seeing sleep as a bit of a punishment, right? Getting sent to our rooms, and now as adults, we see that as a reward, right? Not going out on a Friday night or going to bed early actually does feel like a reward. But with our modern lives, we are artificially extending our day all the time, and we need to have a shift in perspective so that we can really receive the return on investment that sleep is there to give us. So I'm a type A personality. Any others in the room? This perspective shift was important to me because I'm somebody that really loves leverage. So I see leverage as doing one thing and creating multiple positive outcomes. And of all the things that I was doing in my health and in my time and productivity, I was totally missing the mark here. So I had to start looking at sleep as that one lever that I could pull to impact all of the elements of my health. So what I want to cover with you in this sleep toolkit are strategies that have really benefited me, I would say especially over the last few years, to have better sleep, better quality sleep. And I'll be honest, this didn't really start affecting me until my 40s. So I got away with a lot in my 20s and 30s that I had to start addressing later. When we talk about return on investment, focusing on sleep is the smartest because of the cascade of ripple effects that it creates in our body, from repairing and regenerating the catabolic state that our body is in while we're awake, to regulating our hormones, metabolism, body composition, and emotions. Sleep expert Dr. Matthew Walker, I don't know if you've heard of him, he wrote a book actually called Why We Sleep. It's very good. And, it's a thick book, but ultimately it just comes to the conclusion that sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to optimize everything else we're doing in our health. And those of us in this room, we're trying a lot of different things. We care about that so much. So we want to really have our sleep dialed in. We are the only species on Earth that will purposely deprive ourselves of sleep. And there are some pretty big impacts that occur in this state. Some immediately felt, like heavier emotions and poor cognitive function. And then there's other impacts that are in process when we have consistent lack of sleep, such as weight gain and degrading cardiovascular health. By the way, sleep deprivation is classified as anything less than 6 hours of sleep per night. So according to the NIH, that would be about 1/3 of us in this room. We classically will have less than 6 hours of sleep per night. And this is definitely the state that I was living in for much of my 20s and 30s. So in the 1950s, people started researching sleep, and it was discovered that we are in fact synced up to a circadian timing system. While we sleep, we move in and out of various stages. The first part of our sleep is deep, and that's when everything is being strengthened and cleaned up. And the second part of our sleep is when dreaming and memory consolidation occur. Hands up real quick if you have some form of tracking your sleep. Maybe you wear a ring or a Fitbit. So it looks like about half the room. And I do want to say, I'm going to share something with you at the end that you'll want to participate in because you do have a way of tracking this. And you probably do. Because you have access to that data, you're looking at these stages. So with each night, we are either eroding or strengthening our health when we go to the clinic of sleep. In doTERRA, we know we have this vast lineup of wellness solutions that stack the deck in our favor, right? Our oils and natural health products give us an edge in this world. They allow us to build and rebuild stronger each day, and we're either turning our health on or off through our lifestyle. So of all the things we could focus on within what we have in doTERRA, we really want to address our sleep as soon as possible. So what I want to review now are 3 levels. I'm a big fan of choosing your adventure. You don't have to go hard all the way, right away. Each of the levels I'm going to share with you are going to build upon the last. So the first level is all about our doTERRA Serenity Sleep System. So this is one of the simplest integrations for impacting your sleep today. And this trilogy, so we have the aromatic, topical, and internal trilogy happening here, it is going to synergistically support sleep quality, glucose metabolism, healthier sleep stages, circadian rhythms, and regulation of your immune function. Let's review the 3 products that are in this real quick. I know many of you know this. The soothing, calming aroma of the star of this system is something that will always be linked to bedtime if you create that anchor. So I'm looking at my 15-year-old here in the front row. She's grown up her whole life. She knows when Serenity goes on in the diffuser, it's bedtime. So it creates this nice anchor in your routine that starts to tell your body it's time to slow down. The second element of the system is one that you'll want to time about 30 minutes before bedtime. And so you could use this as a system. You could put your diffuser on in your bedroom. You could take your capsule while you're up there getting ready for bed. And you could take 1 to 2 of these soft gels. And they're a unique combination of lavender, and we have various herbs in there that calm the system. Then we have L-theanine, which is very researched in helping you sleep deeper and more restoratively. And the addition recently, last year, of tart cherry, which is a natural source of melatonin that helps support your body's sleep mechanisms. Now, what I love most about this is it's going to gently move your body into more restorative sleep, unlike alternatives on the market that over time can have very negative impacts. And then the third part of our system is topical. So this stick has high convenience factor, and I love that we've moved more into the stick category for everything. I'd like to see a lot more sticks, actually, right? DigestSen, I mean, skin sticks, Immortelle. We'll feed the product team all of our solutions to all of our problems. But what this system is doing is it's helping you to give your body calm, repetitive signals that create that anchor. So when you're using all 3 together, it's telling your body that it is really time to start winding down. So that's level 1. That's a very easy integration. If you want to take a quick picture there, that's the very simple way to use this system. And you will, in fact, see noticeable results as we've seen in our 6-week human trials. Okay, moving on to level 2. This is a good routine for my fellow creatives out there when you feel like you just can't turn your brain off. So again, you're going to integrate that level 1 using the Serenity Sleep System. And then the new integration here is to follow something called 3-2-1. So 3 hours before your ideal bedtime, you want to stop eating, okay? And this is really key that your digestive system is calm when you're looking to go to sleep. 2 hours before bed, you want to limit all fluids. If you're finding especially that you're getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, it's probably because you're having a glass of water right before bed. And then 1 hour before your ideal bedtime, you want to limit all bright and blue light, because this actually really wrecks your melatonin. So that's going to be a good approach to help you remember how to start preparing for good sleep. The other addition I'd recommend here, if you have a hard time turning your brain off at night, is to add an adaptive capsule in with your Serenity Soft Gel. One other thing that has really worked for me is to keep a journal next to my bed and just to write out everything that I'm storing up here, because often if our mind's in ideation, it's going to delay our sleep. So real quick on the adaptive capsule, I know a lot of you use this already. This is going to really help just bring down the stress levels and restore mental and physical resilience. So I love adding this in at night with Serenity Soft Gels. One of the key ingredients in our adaptive capsules is GABA. So it has been found in studies that 30% of people who are not getting adequate sleep are deficient in GABA. So this can be a very gentle way to start bringing those levels up. There's also great research that shows that GABA combined with L-theanine, which we have in the Serenity Soft Gel, is going to shorten the amount of time that it takes your body to fall asleep and stay asleep. Okay, our third level is a little bougie. We've got lots of oils we can play with at night. This might be another one to take a quick screenshot of. So at this point, we're still doing Serenity Sleep System. We're following that 3-2-1. And now we're going to add in maybe some extra essential oils to boost deeper sleep. Things such as frankincense under the tongue, or maybe you want to practice doing a vetiver foot rub at night. That's the only way I can use vetiver is on my feet. I don't want it anywhere near my nose. But that's a really good way to intake it into the body. The main additional upgrade you're going to do here at level 3 is syncing your body with the sun. I don't know how many of you have tried doing this, but this basically means you're going to commit to being in bed within a few hours of when the sun goes down and trying to rise when it does. This is one of the greatest ways to reset your sleep if you're really struggling here, is to get more in sync. And I'm going to share more on light in just a few moments. So if you've been an essential oiler for a while, you know how important it is to have your oils and products where you'll remember to use them. So if you think of your bedroom like a sanctuary, right? You want to set your products up so you'll best remember to use them at night. So one example of how I like to do this is a diffusing station. And I actually like to set these up all over my home. I'll have little stations where it's very visible to me. If I didn't do that, I would actually forget to use my oils throughout the day. So at nighttime, if you have a station where you have your diffuser, I love the Roam diffuser for this reason, because you can move it around without a cord. A water pitcher makes it easy for refilling, and then your collection of essential oils for sleep. So some of the oils I like to keep in my station there are Adaptive, Peace, cedarwood, vetiver, and sandalwood. You can see some of my favorite diffusing combinations there. And then I also like to have a salt lamp on a timer that comes on basically at night. We have them all over our home, actually. You can set them on timers to come on a little bit before bed, and then it can actually be your wake up in the morning, which is really nice. There are 3 final things I want to cover that I've briefly mentioned I want to expand on, and these are light, time, and temperature. So we are built to take our cues from nature with our sleep timing. I've mentioned this a few minutes ago, the importance of syncing with the sun. One of the best ways to reset, again, is to gaze at the sun early in the morning. So 30 minutes, sometime between 6 to 9 a.m. after the sun has come up, will regulate your body clock, and your melatonin production at night is actually impacted by that. And then at night, just reducing your exposure to blue light, which is sometimes referred to as junk light. So wearing things like blue light blocking glasses, or setting those salt lamps up in the house. I find I don't fall asleep if there's even the smallest amount of light in my bedroom, so wearing a silk eye mask at night can really help mitigate that. The next is body temperature. Now this is something that does heavily influence your sleep cycle, so it is ideal to keep your home temperature while you sleep somewhere between 64 to 68 degrees. You can also buy a cooling mattress. I don't know if anyone has tried this, but this not only will help you sleep, it might save your marriage, because you can control your temperature on your side of the bed, your husband can have his side, and it all works out very well. My husband has to have like 3 fans on him at night, so I like to have mine very regulated and perfect for me. It is a little bougie, but it works. Stress also raises core body temperature, so taking an adaptive capsule, if you find that that's something you're struggling with at night, will help with your sleep when it comes to temperature. And then finally, timing throughout your day. So doing the right things at the right time will impact your sleep at night. So we have reviewed 3-2-1 as it pertains to eating, fluids, and light. But specific to fluids, we've talked about this in a few presentations. Caffeine can be really triggering to your sleep if it's had too close to bedtime. And by too close, it's really around 12 p.m. is the cutoff. So that's a good thing to play with. Bed timing matters too. There's something called hours of power. So all of our sleep that we get before midnight almost counts like double time when it comes to the impact it has on our bodies and the restoration. So if your goal is to go to bed by 10 o'clock at night, let's say, you'd want to start planning for that around 8 p.m. And it has been repeatedly discovered that we do in fact need around 8 hours of sleep per night to build up what we've used during the 16 hours that we're awake per day. Okay, so I want to end with 2 calls to action. Your body is going to have compounding benefits if you start layering things in and trying new things when it comes to your sleep. So one of the things I did for this presentation was a sleep toolkit. So you can scan that QR code and you're going to find a great list of things to try to stack in for great sleep. You'll also find some DIYs for making your phone work better for you at night with some red lighting. And then the second thing I'm going to encourage you to try is the doTERRA Serenity Sleep Challenge. So this is a new opportunity that opened up a few months ago, and those of you that have a way of tracking your sleep will really love participating in this, and all you need is your system. Okay, we made it to the end, so I hope this topic came in good timing for you. I don't know if you can relate to my story, but I'm sure that we all have made decisions that separate us from living our most optimal health. I believe all future versions do exist in this moment based on the lifestyle choices we're making today. So we have this perfect opportunity to correct our sleep with the tools we have in doTERRA. We just need to remember to put them to work. So let's let that version in you be awakened tonight by putting some of these things into practice. Okay, I got the music. I'm ready to go. Thank you.